And 5 things not to do. Let's start with what not to do. 1, don't judge or criticize. A lot of us have been very careless with our family members when we realize they are stressed or depressed. We regard them weak, not realizing this is insensitive. Depression is not a personality flaw or personal weakness. It's a serious disorder. Secondly, avoid the tough love approach. There are people, especially parents, when they learn that a teenager is depressed, they give them warnings. If you behave like this, I'm going to get you out of this school. Husbands who tell wives, or wives who tell husbands, if you don't change in the next 3 months, I'm going to walk out on you. Business partners who give each other threats and ultimatums. And this doesn't help. It just makes the depressed person isolate them more. Don't belittle their pain. Like telling them, you like making a big thing out of nothing. You blow things out of proportion. Are you the only one going through it? Don't we all have problems? What's the big deal? Learn to look at the bright side of life. Another one. This is a very high temptation. We like advising people who are depressed, not realizing it's counterproductive. Every time you advise an adult, it is not tenable, it's not sustainable. But when you ask them critical questions, for instance, how can I help you go through this? Then they own up the solutions. They follow through their suggestions. Number 5, avoid making comparison. For example, you know, when I lost my job, I didn't behave the way you're behaving. I started a business very fast. Why are you mooning for 2 weeks about your mother? You know, I lost my mom and I continued working. Who told you? Your mom is not his mom. My relationship with my mother is not your relationship with your mother. The impact is different. But what's wrong with you? You have just broken a relationship. Do you know how many have broken? In any case, that's why you don't hurt. You keep on breaking them. And you don't take any seriously. Some of us take our relationships seriously. And that's why we hurt. Don't try to compare someone's experience with your experience. No two people have a similar experience. No two deaths are similar. No two broken relationships are similar. No two job losses are similar. We all have very personal journeys. Let me propose some 5 things you can do. Be there for them. Walk with them. Journey with them. Let them cry on your shoulder. Wordlessly walk with them. What does that mean? You can walk with them saying a word. Tell them my phone is 24/7 available for you. I'll walk out on a boardroom if I see your phone call. You're never too much for me. Life is more important than my job. Just let them know you're there for them. Take dinner with them. The most important thing you can do to a depressed person is just to be there with them. It's not even what you say. Number 2, listen. Don't listen with the intention of replying. Often than not, we listen burning to reply. Listen to understand. Listen to empathize. Listen to hear what they are saying. Listen to hear what they are not saying. Listen to give them an opportunity to vent. And don't even dare tell them, I understand what you're feeling. You don't understand. Just listen. Try a small gesture. If you left a depressed girl at home, here's my suggestion for you. Write her a nice card. Leave some rose flowers behind. Don't wait for Christmas or Easter or Valentine to give her a card. If you let a man behind, a husband, a brother, a colleague, I want every woman to know, and those who will ever listen to this video recording, men too love being appreciated. Leave us a card behind, and we don't mind if it can be accompanied by a watch or a belt or a tie. Don't say that you don't know my size. Ties are the same size. Take them for a movie. Cook together. Take a walk together. Learn as much as you can about depression. Learn about the causes and the consequences and the effects and how to cure and how to handle it and the root causes, which I'll teach you in just a moment. You see, one mistake people who are healthy make about depressed people, when we see them laugh at our joke, we assume they have suddenly recovered. When we see them go through one good day, we imagine they have just recovered. You know, depression is not a static disorder. There is an ebb flow that is not fixed overnight. A child can still go to school, get an A, and they're still depressed. So it's time to learn as much as you can about depression. Number 5, be patient. One of the most difficult things about depression is just patience. Because the journey is not going to take a day or a week or a month. A depressed person hardly comes across any hope. And the mere fact that someone says, I'll stand with you, hope is very hard to come by. Just sending a signal that I care changes the entire math. Let me give you a few words to use and the ones not to use. What not to say. And I know as I talk like this, chances are over 50% of you, I will not ask you to lift up your hand, have had someone depressed in your home. And maybe this will help you check whether you have used some of these unkind words with them. What's wrong with you? I can see the guilty faces. Uko na shida gani? What's wrong with you? You'll die alone and leave us right here. Are these statements real? Why are you acting so helpless? Others say, so kiddish. Are you the only one with problems? Don't we too have the same issues? It's all in your head. If you want to die, it's up to you. And as you look like you could have used this word, save the grace of God. No, I'm just checking whether people are alert. Why do you make a big deal out of everything? Others will say, why do you make a big deal out of nothing? Look at the bright side of things. By the way, when you tell someone this, you are telling them depression is a choice. And you have chosen to be depressed. This is an insult. Shouldn't you be better by now? I mean, I've been with you here for the last 3 months. Why are you not recovering? I think we are going to take you to a recovery center. I can't do anything about your situation. When you act helpless to a helpless person, you've condemned them to death. And finally, you have so much to live for. Why do you want to die? Let me give you some suggestions of what you can say. I'll give you some 7 statements of what you can say and 3 statements on how you can initiate a conversation with someone who is suffering depression. Questions you can ask. When did you begin feeling like this? Now, when you throw such a question, they open up. They start talking with you. Did something happen that made you start feeling this way? You'll be surprised. They're likely to preempt what I'm going to teach you next about the root causes just by throwing that question. How best can I support you right now? You are not alone in this. I am here for you and with you. I'll start with you throughout the journey. You are important to me. Your life is important to me. Your health is important to me. Your career is important to me. You mean so much to me. These words are very rare to a depressed person. They are harassed in the marketplace and at home. We tend to think they're pretending. That's why they're skipping job once in a while. That's why they can't come to work early. You may not believe it now, but the way you're feeling will change. I may not exactly understand how you feel, but I care about you and want to help. And this way you give them an opportunity to tell you how you can help. Now let me give you some 3 suggestions on how to start a conversation. I've been feeling concerned about you lately. Don't forget to throw the word lately, so that you don't behave like you're concerned about them their entire lifetime. Like they're depressed their whole lifetime. The key word here in number 9 is recently, so that you don't make it too big, but you're not belittling it. Recently, I've noticed some differences in you and wondered how you're doing. This is a very direct question, but respectful. I wanted to check in with you because you seem pretty down lately. I want to go to lesson number 3, a critical lesson. I call it the root cause.